Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Advancer, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a great show for you guys because we're going to be talking about that damn JJ Redick. But before we even get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Well, look, it looks like the dust is beginning to settle, right? And we're beginning to find out that all of those twerking ass JJ Redick supporters were full of it in the end, just full of it. All right, and I can remember going back to last summer, matter of fact, when they were doing the Mind the Game podcast, and people were just so enamored with JJ Redick. Oh my God, look at the way he thinks the game, and I'm sitting there looking at these people like, is this the first time you've heard anybody talk about basketball? Why are you guys so enamored by JJ Redick? Like, I'm lost here. But nevertheless, they were, just, oh my God, JJ seems so smart and he knows X's and O's. I'm like, yeah, theory. He knows the theory of it. He knows the theory of it. In practice, there was no proof that he knew what he was doing, or he knew what to do, right? It's like the guy that's really good in business in school, right? Really, really good. He can tell you everything about accounting, tell you everything about taxes, all of this different thing, but hasn't opened one business in his life, hasn't ran one business, nothing. But he sounds, so I'm like, yeah, and this is all, theoretically, this sounds smart, but we have no results for this. But people were so enamored and bought into this thing of JJ so smart that after he took the job, we were hearing reports that they thought he was going to be the next coming of Pat Riley. Yes, Pat Riley. They were comparing JJ Redick to Pat Riley. They really thought they had Pat Riley. And the season started off, I think they beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. The irony, they beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, start off the season. They had a very good campaign. They won they finished the season as the 3 seed. But throughout the season, there were moments where JJ Redick seemed like he was absolutely out of control. He would be breaking clipboards. He would be throwing tantrums, just acting a damn fool. And you know what? People used to come out there and say, oh, man, look at JJ Redick. He's so passionate. Oh, look at the passion. And I'm looking at these people like, this dude is having an emotional breakdown and you guys trying to call it passion, right? But it wasn't until we got to the playoffs and you saw JJ Redick storming out of press interviews, being defensive with the media. And then when he loses, all of a sudden, oh man, it looks like JJ got some issues. Like, yeah, this is what we've been trying to tell you. So what happened? Came across a clip yesterday from a Bomani Jones show, just randomly, and they were talking about who? The Lakers and JJ Redick. And Bomani Jones, as he was describing JJ Redick, he essentially said that JJ Redick doesn't have the emotional stability to coach the Lakers or any franchise in the NBA because he seems to be over his head emotionally. For those of you who didn't hear what Bomani had to say, I want to play his comments for you now, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Bomani Jones had to say there.
He is not built to be a coach in a sport that plays 82 regular season games and then has playoff series. He's simply wound too tight. He stormed out of the press conference before the game, right? And if you've seen the clip, to be fair to JJ, I recognize what happened here. Little Buddy wanted to ask, I don't even know how young to do this. Let me not call him Little Buddy, but Buddy wanted to ask JJ a question about game 4 and JJ playing those guys all the way through the fourth quarter and whether he was leaning on his assistants about whether to take guys in and out of the game. And what the dude needed to say to ask the question was, JJ, when you make decisions about substitutions, how much do you lean on your assistants in those times? But instead, he was like, hey, so, you got the assistants there. And he stammered through it, right? And it's taken so long to get to the question that it's giving JJ enough time to ask a reasonable question. Is this motherfucker trying to play me? Like, why is this taking so long, right? Like why are you so nervous, right? I know how this goes. He's been here in different places, and he give JJ all the time in the world to be defensive, and then JJ comes with, are you asking that because I'm inexperienced? Is that what it is? Maybe. I don't know why that would, make it bad or whatever, but I don't even think JJ knew why he was mad other than, why is this taking so long? You must be trying to play me. But at the same time, JJ was on ESPN for that year or two, right? Mm-hmm. And what really got people charged up about him is that he was getting up there and he was sassing Stephen A. Smith. And he would get up there and he would sass Kendrick Perkins. People that many viewers would love to see get sassed by somebody, let alone this particular guy, right? Now, it's funny because this is a guy that we all, not all, but most of us got introduced to in a context that led to hating him. I actually liked him when he was in college, but most people, I mean, a plurality of the population, I would say, hated JJ Redick. But once he was up there sassing people like the ones I told you about, hey, it wasn't so bad. And then he goes on TV and he's talking to Chris Russo and he's breaking bad with him, which is another person, especially younger folks on the internet, have their issues with. And so JJ became their hero. And I remember somebody was writing a story about him, maybe it was from the New Yorker, and the woman who was writing it sounded like a younger woman. And she called me to talk about JJ. And I was listening to her and I was just kind of like, I don't think we've spelled out here. I don't really know if he's smashing atoms like you think he is, man. Like, I don't think he's doing anything that. And I say this as somebody who likes him as a TV personality, but his game is not being warm and cuddly and likable. His game is being a jerk. It's just a matter of whether or not it's the jerk that you like. Mm-hmm. That is not a persona that works well as the public face of an NBA franchise. That doesn't work. And so now you get up there and you get defensive and you storming out of stuff before games. And it's clear during the games, you're getting all wound up and you're a little bit too tight. And then you start breaking bad with the media. And media, that's elephants, boy. Their memories is long and they don't ever have to let up on you, especially not after you lose in the first round. What in this cycle changes?
Yeah.
Nothing in this cycle changes, right? So either he is going to figure out how to deal with people better, or he will not be long for this job, no matter how good he is at it. Because a big part of this job is not just about winning games. It's how you hold it down when you don't.
So you heard what he had to say. Where did he lie? Where did he lie? You know, the part that really annoyed me was the fact that people were giving JJ Redick a pass for his ridiculous behavior when he had done nothing to deserve a pass. Absolutely nothing. JJ had nothing on his resume. Absolutely, positively nothing. But people were giving him a pass. Why? Because he was LeBron's guy. And why were people on ESPN giving JJ Redick a pass? Why? Because he was a former colleague of theirs. So they didn't want to call him out, right? They were putting their friendship over their job and their duty, which is to call it like you see it. Why nobody at ESPN is on the level of a Charles Barkley. And I think it's going to be fireworks when Charles Barkley gets to ESPN and he's on a panel with one of them twerking ass ESPN analysts, and he just tells it like it is, and they're going to be looking shocked and scared. Oh my God, did he just say that he doesn't twerk? What's going on? Did anybody did anybody put a jar of honey in his dressing room? What's wrong? Right? What's wrong? JJ Redick is not qualified to be the Lakers coach. I'm even hearing reports, and I got to give credit where it's due. I first saw it on Ticket TV's channel where he said the Lakers should fire JJ Redick and hire Mike Malone. Then I woke up this morning and I saw Rob Parker saying the same thing. That if the Lakers are serious, they should fire JJ Redick and hire Mike. You honestly think the Lakers are going to fire JJ Redick? You honestly believe? Of course they're not going to fire him. And no, they will not hire Mike Malone. They will not hire Mike Malone. And if they did hire Mike Malone, they would go out there and find a problem with him. Oh, maybe he's too direct. Maybe he's too brash. Oh, maybe he's too harsh. They would find a reason to say Mike Malone wouldn't work. Think about this. The Lakers hired a podcaster as their head coach. A podcaster who thought he could talk his way into winning an NBA championship. Yes. JJ Redick thought that if I just talk X's and O's on TV, if I become a coach, it's going to be that easy. It's going to be that easy. Look at all of his other counterparts. Look at Ty Lue. Ty Lue has had to deal with major disappointment this season. Ty Lue goes in there and answers the questions and does his job and walks the hell out. JJ can't even do that. And he doesn't even have, JJ only has one playoff win. And I'm going to say this now because I think it's apropos and we need to say it now. Darvin Ham was a better coach than JJ Redick. The results prove so. Let's use metrics that you guys care about. That damn in-season tournament championship. He won it. You know, when you guys were popping bottles pouring honey all over yourselves. You put up a banner up there, which was an embarrassment to the Lakers franchise. One of the reasons why I said LeBron must leave the Lakers. He is eroding what it means, eroding the public image of the Lakers. Then now they hang up in-season tournament banners. Just imagine. They went from hanging championship banners to in-season tournament banners. This is what the Lakers have become under LeBron's watch. All right? But nevertheless, he won that useless, pointless in-season tournament cup. Then he took the team to the Western Conference Finals. So how can we objectively say Darvin Ham is not a better coach than JJ Redick when his results show that he is? How? It seems like now, at the very least, based off of Darvin Ham's last season and JJ Redick's first season, it was a lateral coaching move. And the excuse they were making, oh man, if we just only didn't play Denver, if we could only not play Denver, we'd be all right. And then they went and lost to the Wolves. But Bomani Jones is saying JJ Redick doesn't have the emotional stability. I don't see it. He has no composure. He can't compose himself. He cannot compose himself. He can't. You need to be a little bit more calm. And all of that stuff about being cantankerous and being rude to the media, now they frying your ass. You know, the media, that you were told, the new media, they frying your ass. They're frying your ass. Good for him. These are my thoughts. We'll catch you on the next show and I'm out. Peace.